So how to run your apps without paying a cent? So I was curious if it would be possible to choose an infrastructure stack that would cost me $0, and this could be very beneficial for personal hobby projects or business that are starting out. Of course, this stack I have just created for website, backend, database and CMS. This stack will not be always completely free, but if usage increases, then will the cost also. The point is to see if we can assemble a stack for close to $0 when starting out. So the first thing for a website, the base thing, is website hosting. So for website hosting, there are few good choices when considering website hosting, but my favorite are Zeet and Netlify, and they are quite similar. Like, this is Zeet. You can deploy free. It takes 15 seconds, and literally it takes 15 seconds as it is mentioned. And then comes the Netlify. It is the best way to deploy our website. It has 100 GB of bandwidth per month and a built-in CDN also. Another benefit is that they both provide the option of serverless functions, as we will see in the next session. This simplifies the number of services we need, or you can also integrate your entire stack using these two technologies. And also a static site generator like Gatsby will be a perfect benefit for these providers. It will also plug in nicely with the headless CMS. This way the site can be edited by a non-tech savvy person also. So the second thing for a website to be hosted is backend part, and it is the most hard part for website development. And in order to keep most of the business logic out of the front end, we need a backend also. A scenario where we could use one is to authenticate or register new users. Like, we can use serverless functions of Netlify, or we can use serverless functions for Zeet. Both are great, but I would suggest to use Netlify because it is fast. Netlify offers an extensive free trial. Like, you can have up to 1,25,000 requests and 100 hours of runtime per month. Then comes the Zeet serverless function. Zeet also provides serverless function in the free trial. There are no limits on the number of requests, but also 100 hours of runtime per month. Now the most used serverless function is AWS, Amazon AWS. One thing to consider is that you will need a credit card to sign up with AWS. This is not required for the other providers or services in this video, so you have to use credit card, but it doesn't charge a single rupee without your permission. Now comes the database part. Now database is where you store data. For example, we could want to handle user management. There are not a lot of managed databases, but one of my favorite is MongoDB. This is an interesting new database player. As seen on the website, it labels itself as a relational NoSQL database. Here, serverless featuring GraphQL also. It has 5 GB of storage and 3 M read ops per month. Then comes the MongoDB Atlas. You can also use this for free. You have 5 GB storage per month and 10 GB month download limit. Firebase is actually a real-time database by Google. It is a free tier. It is quite similar to MongoDB. You can also watch the video. Now comes the last part of a website, that is CMS. And a flexible CMS in which data models are defined in code is very important for a site. Like, there are two most used free tools for CMS, Sanity.io and Prismic. You can use either of them. Prismic is similar to Sanity, but there is a difference in free tier. Like, you can use only as a single user. And the question is what Prismic considers as fair use, but it will probably be enough if you are starting out. So that's it for this video. You can use these tools for creating a free website by scratch, and hopefully this video has been useful starting point for creating a setup that comes close to $0. There are probably more free providers out there, but I had positive experience with the ones I have shared. Thank you, and see you in the next video.